Far be it from me to defend Mitt Romney or private equity. I never thought I'd defend either, no less say as much in the same sentence. Regardless, reality needs to be injected into the ridiculous dialogue permeating the Republican presidential campaign. Given that the attacks on Romney emanate from the pure desperation of two defeated adversaries, it might be easy to ignore the issue. A bitter egomaniac in Gingrich and, well, another Texas governor with an IQ south of triple digits aren't exactly the most credible sources on the subject of private equity. Except rest assured, the topic will likely resurface during the general election. I'm not an expert on Bain Capital, but let me correct one misconception. Bain is not strictly a private equity firm, but also a venture capital firm. I'll leave it to others to assess whether they are an honorable company, as I'll reserve my comments to private equity in general. In that regard, suffice it to say that some private equity firms may have ruthless management with a general disregard for human suffering. But that doesn't make all private equity bad. Sometimes private equity firms buy companies and dismantle them, costing workers their livelihood. This can occur because the parts of a company are worth more than the whole. In such cases, it can be argued that jobs are lost for no other reason than to generate a profit. However, in other cases, restructuring a distressed company is the only way to save jobs. Can you say General Motors? In bailing out GM, the government, under the leadership of Barack Obama, acted in the capacity of a private equity firm. Were plants closed and jobs lost in the act of saving General Motors? Absolutely. But many more jobs were saved. The only difference between what the government did with GM and what private equity does is the government managed to lose money on the deal. Also consider that private equity firms don't only invest in distressed companies, but they also invest in growth companies. Bain invested in such success stories as Staples, Dunkin' Donuts, and the Weather Channel. The company also provided capital to other notable firms, including Burger King, Domino's Pizza, and Toys R Us. And consider this: pension funds, in search of higher returns, provide capital to private equity. So it isn't just a bunch of fat cats getting rich when these firms succeed. Look, I'm no fan of Romney, but my issues with him have nothing to do with his involvement in private equity. My issue with him is that he hasn't run anything but a private equity firm. And there's also his proclivity to tell people what they want to hear. Not an admirable trait in a leader. The net of it is that the discussion over private equity is just stupid. Capitalism is a Darwinian economic system. That's why it works better than the alternatives. Can capitalism be improved? Sure. But that doesn't mean it isn't a superior system. Here's a suggestion. Ask a Russian how communism, a non-Darwinian economic system, worked out for them. Then check with Europe to get a status of the latest results of a pseudo-non-Darwinian system in socialism. Give me capitalism with all its flaws any day.